Hey runners, today I'm going to show you some of my favorite hip and back stretches that you can do after long runs and on your days off. Let's get straight into it. I'm going to start by showing you a hip flexor stretch, so a stretch for the front of your hip. So for this one, you're going to start in a lunging position. So you've got one leg with your knee directly under your hip and the other leg out in front. And what you're going to do from here is lean forward as much as you can. So this is going to stretch through the front of your hip. So you can go as far as you can there. Now to get a bit more of a stretch here, you're going to lean forward, press your elbow onto the inside of this front knee. So you're going to also open up your front hip and then lean across. So you should really be feeling that stretch in through the front of your hip. We're going to hold this stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. And then repeat on the other side. So lunging forward, lean forward as much as you can, stretch your hip. If you want, you can get into a further stretch by placing your elbow onto your knee, opening that hip out, and then reaching across and up with your opposite hand. Again, holding this for 15 to 20 seconds. Stretch 2, we're going to go into a pigeon pose. So this is going to stretch in through the hip, really get a good hip opener here, stretching those glutes. So for this one, you're going to have one leg out in front of you with your knee bent, and you're going to be sitting on that hip. Your other leg is straight back behind you. Then you're going to lean forward into that hip as much as you can. So you're really looking for that stretch in through your hips with this one. If you feel like you can go further into the stretch, you can lean forward and rest in this position. So again, make sure you're breathing comfortably and you're going to hold this for 15 to 20 seconds. Once you've done that, we're going to swap to the other side. So front leg is going to be bent, your back leg is straight back behind you, and then you're leaning forward as much as you can. If you can, place your elbows on the floor. If not, just hold that stretch there. Breathing comfortably, letting go of any tension in your body, and just holding that for 15 to 20 seconds. The next stretch we're going to do is going to be a hamstring and a back stretch combined into one. So now you're going to be facing forward on the mat. You're going to have one leg bent in this way and your other leg straight out. So what you're going to do next is grab onto this foot with your hand. So you're going to grab onto your foot on the inside of your foot there, and then straighten your leg as much as you can. You can get it all the way straight, perfect. If not, you can have that slightly bent. So once you get into that stretch, you're going to lean your body towards that stretched leg as much as you can. Now you can either hold that position if that is enough of a stretch for you, or you can go even further by bringing your arm up and around, reaching for your toes on that. And again, breathe comfortably and hold for 15 to 20 seconds. With this one, you should really be feeling that stretch in your hamstrings as well as through your back on the opposite side. Now we're going to swap to the other side. One leg gets tucked in there, the other leg straight out. With your hand, you're going to grab the inside of your foot, straighten your leg out as much as you can, so you can hold it there slightly bent if that's too much of a stretch for your hamstrings. Then you're going to lean into it, bring your arm up and around, reaching for your toes. That's those first 3 stretches. Next, we're going to go into a squatting stretch. So this stretch is going to really open up through your hips. So feet are going to be nice and wide. You're going to lower down into a squat as much as you can there. Your elbows are going to go on the inside of your knee. This part's really important because your elbows are going to be the ones that really push your hips open and get that stretch in through around your hips. Hands together, pressing your knees out as much as you can. You can either just hold it there, keep breathing, or you can shift your weight side to side and really work on that movement in your hips, getting them as open as possible. The last stretch I'm going to show you today is working from this position, but then we're going to also stretch through the hamstrings. So you're then going to place your hands on your feet. Grab onto your toes for me, and then lift up, straightening through your hamstrings as much as you can before going back into this squat. So you're working from this movement and then going all the way up as much as you can, straightening out your legs. And back down. This one's really great for getting really good stretch in through the back of the legs as well as a bit of the back. You want to make sure that you're holding onto your toes, so you've got an anchor point there to stretch from. You're going to do 6 to 8 of these depending on how you're feeling. So those are some of my favorite hip and back stretches to do on rest days as recovery sessions and after my long runs if I'm feeling stiff and tired from all of that training. If you're looking for more injury prevention training tips, head over to sprintrehab.com. We have full programs dedicated for runners who are either recovering from injury or training for events and want to prevent injuries. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to stay in touch and get more injury prevention tips here. Thanks again for watching. My name is Alina Kennedy, and I will see you in the next video.